What's up, everybody? It's originalrock.net. We had a chance to interview Dave Keuning ahead of the release of his second solo album, A Mild Case of Everything, which is being released on June 25th and is available for pre-order through his Bandcamp page. During this interview, we mistakenly believed that Dave played with the Killers at Glastonbury 2019. However, it gave us a great chance to segue into discussing the legend Johnny Marr and how his solo career has influenced Dave's work. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the interview with Dave Keuning. So, how has the release of your latest solo single, Time and Fury, gone down with fans so far?
Well, the fans that I've reached, it's gone down well. I think people are excited and just doing the necessary evil, as they say, just getting the word out is always awkward for me. But if I don't get out there and talk about it, no one will know I'm doing it. I think I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from fans, and I can't wait to get it out there. I'm really proud of it. And when I first released a song, I wanted to release 3, and I had some PR people telling me, no one does that, you'd not do that. And I'm like, oh, it's fine. I just want to give people more than one, because it's kind of hard to tell. It's hard to pick one song and say, this is my sound for me. So I released like 2 or 3 and gotten a lot of good feedback.
Yeah, oh, brilliant. And I guess what you say about releasing 2 or 3 as well, it's been quite a tough year as well for everyone last year or so. So it's nice to just sort of get all that, listen to some new music, and from the likes of yourself. It was brilliant. So your second solo album, A Mild Case of Everything, is out on the 25th of June. How much are you looking forward to sharing this with fans?
I can't wait for them to hear the whole record.
Yeah,
and it feels like a lot. It's 16 songs. That's something that does worry me a little bit, because some people are like, that's a lot, and people almost turned off by it. But it goes by fast. It's less than an hour, a little less than an hour. And I figured there was no wrong way to do it anymore, because people skip around anyway. So, if they're going to do that on a 10-song record or 16 song record, I don't know if it really makes a difference.
But I mean, it's good to have a mixture of short and longer songs as well, anyway, isn't it? So sort of breaks up the album a bit.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of that.
Yeah. And so a lot of these songs, including Time and Fury, has a very 80s synth pop feel to them. How did the music industry in the 80s inspire you to become the artist you are today?
I guess I just really liked that music, and it stuck with me. I grew up in the 80s, and I was more into probably more into like AC/DC and Aerosmith and at the time, but I liked Duran Duran, and I liked a lot of other stuff. I liked everything that was going on in the 80s, really. But it wasn't until later that I started getting into more of the New Order stuff. Kind of like just at the tail end of the 90s, I started to really get into that stuff. I think maybe I missed it or something, I don't know. But and then as soon as the early 2000s came back around, and of course the band that was and the Killers started to do that. And I think we just liked that. We all just liked that kind of music, like whether it be New Order or OMD, and it still hasn't gone away.
And it's kind of gone full circle, like you said. It hasn't gone away. It's just it's still lots of bands now are releasing that kind of sound. So it's brilliant to hear it and see it revived almost as well.
Yeah, maybe it never should have gone away. I don't know. I hate thinking it's an 80s thing, but it's really about instruments and sounds, and those are still fun to do today. So,
all right, brilliant. So have you got any shows or festivals lined up for this year as a sort of like solo artist?
Not yet.
No.
I just barely got through this COVID thing, and then I got to practice with my band.
Yeah.
So, but I am going to play some shows for sure. I don't have any dates yet, but I'm excited to get out there and play all these for sure.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. And is there any particular venue you would like to play? Obviously, there'd be potentially more intimate venues that you might have in mind, which you couldn't really do with the Killers.
Well, that's kind of what I did last time. I mean, I did it last time. I did a short UK tour, and I went all the way to like Glasgow, and I did what's that famous venue? I can't remember what it is.
King
The
Tut's,
famous
is it?
one. Yes, King Tut's.
Yeah.
I'd love to go back there and other places like that. I'd love to play. There's plenty of places in London I'd love to play. Great
Yeah.
crowds. Just got to fly over.
It's easier said than done
Not
at
as
the
easy
moment.
for me, but man, I love playing there.
All right. Brilliant. And how different is it performing as a solo artist than it is sort of like with a sort of full band? Do you find it different at all, or do you find you get a bit more freedom when you're on stage?
Well, I mean, there's 4 people in my band and then me, so that's 5 people on stage. I don't know if I'd use freedom the word. It's a fun environment. It is a free environment, but for my solo thing, the bigger difference is that I've got to sing on every song. So, and I play guitar and I play keyboard on some songs, so I'm kind of in one spot. I think there was one song I was sometimes only sing on, and it was very freeing. But it's tricky because there's so many parts I want to play. There's a couple of guitar parts that I loved playing that I can't play and sing at the same time. So my guitar player doesn't. But so there's a lot of concentration going on, and I'm so worried about my vocals sounding good. I'm uber focused on that, and then I'm also playing guitar at the same time. So it's kind of a lot to think about.
Have you found that adapt quite a bit differently, or sort of have you found it difficult at times, or?
Well, yeah, because in the Killers, I just play guitar, and every once in a while I'll come back and sing backing vocals on some stuff, and then I can step away and I can kind of run around and have a little more fun. And then Brandon, he just worries about singing, and he used to do a little more keyboard, and he did a little less. And I understand why, kind of, because it's very freeing to not worry about that, and you actually sing a little better too, not worrying about what you're playing. You can sing louder, and it's just the way it is. So I think that the Killers situation allows each member to kind of focus on one thing a little more.
Yeah, and sort of mentioned Killers. I hope don't mind if I ask just one little question about the Killers, if that's okay. Or I know we're focusing on your solo career today. It's just basically like your set at Glastonbury 2009 had a few musical gems in it. And how was it performing alongside with the Smiths' Johnny Marr? And how long did it take him to learn Mr. Brightside, and vice versa for you with this charming man?
Is it 2009?
19, I meant, sorry.
Oh,
that was with the Smiths.
I wasn't touring during that period, but
okay, yeah.
But I think I actually talked to him about it, and I think he learned it pretty quickly. Like, I mean, they just kind of were I'm going to assume that he probably practiced it on his own. But yeah, they had it was kind of just something they went through together, like backstage, I think. And then he came out. I mean, because they know it. It's mostly him joining in a band that pretty much already knows how to play it. So
yeah,
he's a great guitar player, and he's got a solo albums as well that I think are really underrated. They're kind of
amazing,
forgotten about, and I bought one a few years ago, and just to check out, because I love his playing in the Smiths, and I was like, oh wow, this is really good. Not just a side project or whatever. But
and is that something like the likes of maybe Johnny Marr or anyone else? Is anyone you would like to work with at all in the future on your solo project?
I'm sure there's a lot. I mean, yeah, let me think about this. the solo project is kind of a chance for me to do everything. So I do all the guitar and bass and keyboards and even a little bit of the drumming. So, it's you know, I'm all right there at home with the computer and all the instruments. So, but man, if I could get some people in, who would I get in? Let's see.
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive. Well, I'd love to have John Bonham on drums. I'd love that. I mean, I'd love that. So
Yeah, that
be my
would
first
be.
choice. First choice. Bring him back from the dead and have him in the studio.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome too. Oh, brilliant. And is there like any other artists now you see now like you get like starstruck from, even like living sort of at all, or would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I've been fortunate to meet quite a few people, and I've always been a little shy, so I'm not someone who like pursues friendships with these people. Like I have other friends who like, oh, I'm gonna become friends and we're gonna text and we're gonna laugh at each other's jokes and then we're gonna go to the movies together. Or I don't know what their goal is when they meet a famous person or whatever. But for me, I like to talk to them in the moment and just happy to meet them. If they want us to like work together later, great. But there's been a few that I don't want to know more because I don't want it to ruin how much I like them, you know.
Yeah.
I was pretty starstruck when I met David Gilmour.
Okay, yeah.
All I did is shake his hand.
Yeah, I know what you mean by
that.
You sort of you can't really think, can you? And then you just say random stuff, and then it's just sort of like sometimes nothing at all.
I know. So we, with the Killers, got to meet him backstage at Live Aid, the second one, and pretty much shook hands, said a couple words. That was a crazy lineup.
And just one last question. I really appreciate your time today. So with sort of COVID-19 happening at all, was there ever a time like you ever lost like motivation, sort of like writing music or performing, just even sort of like recording music at all? Or have you always sort of stayed positive during this tough time?
I've had other times where I was less motivated. I think so. I took a break from touring, and I think that break is over, hopefully. But I think I don't know for sure. But anyway, but sometimes when I wasn't touring, or I would tour a lot, and then when I was at home, I would like just do nothing for that break because I was just too tired to do very much and just wanted to like take a break from music and, you know, just be normal or whatever. But I would say during the last 2 years of COVID, I was more motivated than I've ever been. I had the time, and I guess, and if you listen to my album, you'll notice that the subject matter, a lot of it does relate to what's been going on the last couple of years. And I was just at home, kind of like everyone else, watching all this stuff on TV. And I don't know what all you saw over there in England, but in America, with all kinds of, you know, protests and people getting hurt and people dying and a whole lot of stupidity all over the place. So
pretty much sums up the UK, but just on a maybe a bigger level, possibly.
And it's weird because, you know, 2020, I remember when I was a kid, I probably thought we were going to fly in cars and have everything figured out, but actually it's still pretty chaotic and far from flying cars and stuff like that.
I mean, I'm only 26 coming up, and I even thought that when I was younger. So
yeah,
I always thought 2020 would be some kind of futuristic, but
a little disappointing.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that's perfect. Thanks very much for your time, Dave. Really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great day.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, really appreciate your time today. And
comes out June 25th, just so you know.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks very much for that.
Sure.
All right. Take care, mate.
All right, you too.
All right, cheers, that.